% of the planet is covered with oceans. We have neglected them for very long, and that's largely because of their size. It takes time for them to reflect how we are using them or abusing them. So what has happened in the past is that they were self-regenerative systems, and we never bothered that what is going into the ocean. But today, when we look at the marine pollution, when we look at the impact of climate change, that due to the rising sea level, there may be cities which will get submerged under oceans, and therefore there is a risk factor. Where do we put in money? Where do we put in infrastructure and so on? So this conference was very timely because we also discussed about where the opportunities lies.
Deeply connected to the ocean, the government of Maldives recognizes the importance of harnessing the ocean's potential while conserving its delicate ecosystem in promoting and rolling out investments within the blue economy.
So the United Nations Development Programme has been very proud to work together with the Ministry of Economic Development, UK government, in arranging the first Blue Economy Forum in the region here in Maldives. It was a natural choice for a country which is exposed to 99% of everything around them in the ocean, and we have been gathering 15 countries around the region to come here and sharing the experience of the blue economy. It's one of those situations in which the sharing actually multiplies knowledge, and that has been a wonderful event for us to learn from each other and experiences put in action.
One thing that is very clear to me from having lived in the beautiful and very fragile islands of Maldives and also Seychelles is that these countries really struggle with economies of scale and access to finance and climate finance. So also there are a number of capacity issues, human capacity and logistical challenges that countries like this face that make it very expensive to make a sustainable economy.
There are huge opportunities for small island developing states in the blue economy because of the very large exclusive economic zones that SIDS have. To take full advantage of these opportunities, they need to make very clear what the blue economy investments are, what the benefits those investments can bring to the environment, and ideally some kind of metric or way of measuring what those benefits might be. So to be able to demonstrate very clearly that these are great investments, that they can produce huge impacts for these very small economies. But more importantly than that, that they can produce benefits for the world, because these are essentially really important global public goods.
There is whole heap of opportunities that we have not tried yet, and there are people to help the SME. So let's try it out and make things work.
With blue economy concept, countries have found it necessary for them to find other sources of financing, especially middle income countries in SIDS and also coastal countries that are now developing their program in the blue economy. They have found it necessary for them to find the necessary financing for them to do that. But for you to invest properly and for you to be able to get smaller SMEs and businesses for them to invest in the blue economy sectors, they need to have access to affordable financing. And this is where things like the debt swap and the blue bonds come into play.
On behalf of the Philippines and BDO Unibank, I am proud to represent the country and the bank to share our BDO Blue Bond. It's the first in Southeast Asia, issued in 2022, and it has benefited wastewater management and water management projects in the Philippines, which is quite critical as the country is currently experiencing severe water scarcity and water stress. It's a very modest initial offering, but by doing this, we hope to be a first mover that can influence other financial institutions to do the same and provide new financial instruments to support the blue economy.
The application of integrated coastal management towards the transition of blue economy is important in terms of stakeholder engagement, trust building, and financing.
Our key learning from this conference is to give high importance and significance into the ocean and the blue economy, and it is not getting enough attention from all the stakeholders. So we need to act more important way and also to involve all the stakeholders, and we need to harness and collaborate all available capital, resource and the abilities.
I would like to thank the UNDP for having organized this fantastic event here in the Maldives and for having invited ADB to participate. This demonstrates the strong partnership that we are having between UNDP and ADB. We have in particular published a knowledge product on financing the blue economy, and we are focusing on financing SMEs in the Asia and the Pacific, and all the interventions confirmed by the governments that have been invited and the SMEs, that this is an area which is needed and where we need to continuously focus. So I think our cooperation is going into the right direction, and there is more to be done, and I look forward to further working with UNDP.
Things we'll be looking at this conference is how do you build those innovative financing models, but also how do you ensure that the people of those countries involved are empowered and supported to help contribute to that economy and to protect the assets that are so fragile and vulnerable. The UK has been supporting this kind of work through a number of programmes. The Blue Planet Fund is a £500 million programme that is funding work like this throughout the world. And we have here the CARA, the Climate Action for a Resilient Asia programme, which is actually how this conference has been funded. But we're very proud to work in countries like Maldives and some of the most vulnerable, climate vulnerable states in the world. And we hope that together we will be able to share lessons and experience from the region and the world and bring together investors and those who want to protect the planet.
First of all, it was very interesting, very diverse. It's a very complex subject with many stakeholders, and we have to learn to listen to each other. There are many solutions, many needs. One size does not fit all. We need innovative financing, but financing of innovation. And we need to be working as a team to communicate, to collaborate, and to coordinate.
Why do we need innovative? Because traditional models of funding and financing have not worked and have in fact delivered the opposite. We are looking at biodiversity and species extinction if we don't act. So we look at de-risking, we look at blended finance opportunities, we look at catalyzing or using philanthropy grants, public grants to build market-based ecosystems that value the nature and biodiversity, the economic value of nature and biodiversity. We bring that into balance sheets.
What is going to happen right now is that the multiverse of competencies that we have from the finance sector, the development sector, and the public sector are actually coming together with a concrete plan of action on how to keep learning and adjust the learning as we go in everything which is around the ocean and sustainability in Maldives and in the region.